In Pit Lane, proudly brought to you by Online Invent, websites, digital marketing and custom software.
Yes, hello everybody, welcome to another edition of In Pit Lane, coming to you on Channel 31 and the In Pit Lane YouTube channel. What a busy week it's been in motorsport. We're going to catch up with a young man who's just got back from Monza, the Temple of Speed. Went from Monza back to Phillip Island and two of the great circuits, and he's going to be racing at a lot of great circuits this year. It's Ricky Capo, who'll be joining us a little bit later on in the program. Also, we've got some great live music coming up a little bit later on in the program. To take us out will be local band Ivy Black. But alongside me is our mate Craig, Doc Latigo. And Doc, it has been a busy weekend, hasn't
Absolutely
it?
crazy weekend. There's motorsport everywhere, all over Australia and especially international. I can't wait for looking at this week's wrap.
Everybody wants to get into the act, including the little fly that's buzzing around as we speak and is driving us insane at the moment.
Oh, I'm going to do a Mr. Miyagi any second right now. Get the chopsticks for me, please.
Yeah, I think you need more than chopsticks to get this guy. Let's find out. Anyway, talking about a busy weekend in motorsport, let's get onto it right away because there's a lot to talk about in the In Pit Lane motorsport news. Well, the FIA has found itself in hot water after another chaotic Grand Prix finish. After spectators were on the track at Albert Park, this time it was a close call for photographers in pit lane at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Alpine driver Esteban Ocon got quite the fright as he came in on the last lap for his compulsory pit stop to find the pit lane entrance covered in people. Thankfully, no one was struck, but it was an unnecessary risk and one that saw race stewards looking for answers after the race. The governing body has called for immediate remedies for the end-of-race pit lane protocol with input from Formula One management and the FIA to ensure no repeat cases.
On the track, the Red Bull domination continued. It was Baku Street Circuit specialist Sergio Perez who led home teammate Max Verstappen as this year's championship fight looks to be an inter-team battle between the two Red Bull drivers. Verstappen had led early, but an early pit stop right before a virtual safety car period disadvantaged the Dutchman, who fought back to finish second ahead of Ferrari driver Charles Leclerc. It was a tough weekend for Australia's... That's all right, they're jumping around on us. It was a tough weekend for Australia's Oscar Piastri, who spent the weekend suffering from a gastric illness that saw him lose over 3 kilos over the weekend. Those bits of toast didn't do their job. He soldiered on, but finished just outside the points in 11th place.
Well, local motorsport returned to Phillip Island last weekend as Payark held another one of their popular access rounds. Hyundai XL, Supercars and the Australian Prototype Series were all on Saturday's card, but a close look at the prototype field raised a few eyebrows because it was very clear that one of these things was not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. Prototype Series is the latest move to bring top-level sports car racing back to the local motorsport landscape. The series is developed from the previous Sports Racer series, but this time comes with a good deal more flexibility to allow more eligible cars and encourage new drivers.
The Prototype Series is rather unique in that it's controlled by the competitors. And in fact, people who have an interest in making money out of the series are not allowed to be on the management committee or be shareholders in the company that controls it. That's really what's unique. And so it's driven very much by what the competitors want and need. And then apart from that, we act like everybody else. We go out and have fun.
The cars of the Prototype Series wouldn't look out of place on the grid of the Le Mans 24-hour or the IMSA North American Sports Car Championship. But on Saturday, one car did stand out. A full-on current S5000 open-wheeler in the hands of South Australian driver Mark Rosser.
I did the Bathurst round last year. I've got a Radical I used for a bit of practice, so I'm on the emailing list for the Prototype Series. We were meant to have a test day at the start of the year in the S5000 down here, but unfortunately we missed it. And then the track's been shut down for some works for a while, so we couldn't make it up, and just noticed that the round was on today, and contacted the guys and asked if they'd have me on the track with them, and they kindly said yes. So good opportunity to get ready for a race here in a couple of weeks' time.
You had some very challenging conditions this morning in the wet. What was that like?
It was very interesting, especially at S5000, a lot of power. Coming down to MG, there was a bit of oil on the track as well, so everyone was going off there. It was very, very slippery, so it was wet and oily. A few moments, a few spins, but good practice though. The cars are very satisfying and challenging to drive. They're obviously very fast. We just need more cars on the grid, I think. Like the value of the category is really, really good. Like I came from GTs, and it's probably at least double the cost of running in the S5000. S5000 obviously a lot cheaper to run than the Super 2, but it really teaches you a lot of good techniques and skills, because it punishes you severely for when you do the wrong thing in the cars. So for me, it's been great for my driving skills to really progress that. So hopefully in the future we get more cars on the grids, more AM drivers that are more at my level, so I can race with them as opposed to trying to keep up with all the fast young guns that are currently in the field. I guess if it could end up like the Carrera Cup, because they do it very well, where they've got big fields and they've got a lot of really, really good fast pro drivers, and then a good number of really good quality AM drivers. If we can get anywhere near that, that would be great.
In the prototype races held on Sunday, it was JP Drake in his Joker-liveried Wolf that won all 3 races after his main challenger, Ricky Capo, suffered problems with the Praga. In the State Excel Club Championships, Trans Am star Ben Grice won the trophy class, while Adam Bywater took out the Masters. In the Supercars final, Lee Vella won in the 125 gearbox class after the 250 International of Gary Piguraro failed to finish.
Last weekend, Supercars round in Perth produced 3 different winners, all in Camaros. On Saturday, Shane Van Gisbergen won after overtaking Brody Kostecki at turn 6 on the penultimate lap, making contact with Kostecki's car in the process. Erebus protested the result, but was dismissed by the stewards on Sunday. In Sunday's first race, Erebus struck back with a 1-2 finish for Will Brown and Kostecki, with James Courtney third in the Mustang, not catching on fire for a change. The third race saw another 888 win, with Brock Feeney leading home Brown and Kostecki. Kostecki still leads the series, followed by Chaz Mostert, as the teams head south for the Tasmanian round on May 19th to the 21st.
And we'll have more news, including the International Wrap, coming up later in the program. But when we come back, we're going to be joined by globe-trotting local racer Ricky Capo, fresh from competing at the Temple of Speed, Monza. You're on In Pit Lane, and we'll be right back.
Get the phone ringing for your business with website development and SEO services from Online Invent. Visit onlineinvent.com.au.
We must say thank you to our sponsor, Online Invent. Online Invent's a company that specialises in online marketing, SEO, web design, custom software solutions. They're also great supporters of local motorsport and, of course, community television. Online Invent have supported In Pit Lane for the past few series, and without them, the program simply wouldn't be here. Also, thanks to Roy and his team at Online Invent, they've helped In Pit Lane to improve our social media SEO. They've created some great marketing campaigns for us, and it's had a huge effect. The results are absolutely amazing. We've spoken about that in the past. In addition, of course, to all their excellent work, Online Invent are also great supporters of local motorsport. They're obviously the title sponsor here on In Pit Lane. Also, Roy has his own YouTube channel, which you might have seen, motorsportarchives.com, so check that out. So if you're looking for a great online marketing company, a company that's committed to supporting the local community, then we highly recommend Online Invent. You can learn more about them at onlineinvent.com.au. And thank you once again to Online Invent for all their support of In Pit Lane and community television. Well, right now on the program, if you're watching on Facebook Live or YouTube, we're going to introduce Ivy Black with the song Alienation. Ivy Black will be appearing at the Summerwave Festival in May, and her debut EP is Broken, available on all the streaming platforms, and you can see that at Ivy Black Band on Instagram. So,
well, just a quick question. Where is Summerwave?
Where is Summerwave?
Yeah,
at this time of year, where is Summerwave?
You just can't say Summerwave without... Where is Summerwave?
It's in Wedderburn, Boort and Kahuna.
Oh, cool. So, yeah.
So
Right.
towns you've never heard of.
So, no. North, Central and Northwestern Victoria. Thank you very much. There you go. I have been to the Kuna Caravan Park and I didn't get flooded. So, there you go. Yeah.
So there you are. So you can see Ivory Black then, but right now they're going to play us with the first song of the night. So ladies and gentlemen, here on In Pit Lane, this is Ivory Black.
Don't worry about what happens. Life will just unfold. Yeah, that's what I've been told. Sometimes it gets so hard. Yeah, it can get so old. Feeling all alone. One step forwards and two steps back. I thought it was bad before, not holding on anymore, hiding my pain on the nightclub dance floor. It's not easy to come up short, losing a lovely one's cared for, but now I'm unsure. Not knowing who I am, I'm feeling alienation. It feels like it's crawling in my skin. There's so much frustration. I can't wait much longer, and my enemy's getting stronger. I'm being pulled back, like I'm under attack. And I'm running out of patience, and I hate the situation.
Welcome back to In Pit Lane. Well, our guest tonight was in action at Phillip Island over the weekend, although he did have some problems with the Praga. We'll find out a bit more about that. But he was a lot more successful at the Temple of Speed, Monza, just recently in the GT World Challenge Europe, where he got a podium in his class. To find out all about that and his plans for the rest of the year, please welcome Ricky Capo. Ricky, thanks for joining us.
Brett, Doc, thank you for having me.
Now, let's talk about, we've got to talk first about Monza. I mean,
Sure.
It was a pretty successful weekend, wasn't it? You did very well.
For sure, my first race with the team and of course in the category as well. And I'm going to be honest, I think I owe a lot of the success to the hotel catering because a few days prior when I first arrived in Monza, I was eating in the hotel, having some breakfast. And I'm usually quite controlled. At least I say that on television. But, I usually have small portions of food and I don't know what it was. Maybe it was nerves. But, I started eating and,
Carbs?
Yeah. It was like sort of like,
It
it was almost like a hard cut. It was like 10 minutes later, I'm like 3 courses into the best tiramisu I've had since my birthday. And, I ate that much. I actually felt sick on the way to the track. But anyway, the first item...
You kept it down?
I kept it down. And unbeknownst to me, the first item on my docket when I got to the track was a mandatory driver weigh-in. right? So I do this driver weigh-in, and I'm like 3.5 kilos more than I ever have been in my entire life. And, I get back to the garage, I'm a little embarrassed, and my team's like, oh, good job, well done. They don't know how I did that, but because they were really happy, because that means that's 3.5 kilos less weight we need to have in the car the whole year.
You've got an invite to Monza for life.
Well,
now.
there you go. Yeah.
So
well, the amount of money I spent on that breakfast. Yes.
Wasn't yum chum all you could
Tell us
eat.
about the experience of Monza.
Oh, well, for starters, it's such a historic circuit, right? I mean, even when you're doing the track walk, it's just, you see cracks in things, and it just, I don't know, you feel very inspired being there. The greats, all the greats have been there. So you feel very honoured to say you've driven there, let alone gotten a podium. So.
Did you have to do any preparation for it? Like, I mean, if you got a simulator that you can have a look at, or you just went in gung-ho?
No, for sure. I do as much preparation as I can. It's a very big opportunity for me, so I'm not taking it for granted, and spending a lot of time on the simulator dock. And of course, lots of track walks and footage online also helps as well. And thankfully, we managed to test there a couple of weeks prior to the race as well.
And the car you're driving, the little Lamborghini Huracan?
The new one. It's the Evo 2, yes. So we're still figuring it all out, but I think pace-wise, we're very strong. So
how did that deal come together?
Funnily enough, it was the mechanic I had with me last year in Europe. He actually got me in contact with this team. And it's really all thanks to him, to be honest with you. He sort of broke the ice for us both, me and the team boss. And yes, we came to an arrangement. So very excited for a big year ahead.
So what's your next race? You're going from Monza to Phillip Island. What's the next circuit?
Paul Ricard.
Paul Ricard,
yes.
Yeah, that's fairly nondescript.
Well, the official test was there, so we got to spend a couple of days learning about the car and, of course, the track when I was there a month and a half ago. But yeah, an interesting track, right?
What do you think is the strengths on, as you said, it's the next generation Huracan. What do you think is the strengths it's got on top of the previous one?
Well, it's certainly not the straights. I think that's not in our best hand at the moment. So the more corners a track has, I think the more confident we're going to be. So you know what, Paul Ricard should be a good one for us.
Yeah, it will be, absolutely.
Of course, as I mentioned, we were down at Phillip Island on the weekend in the Praga. What an amazing go! We've done a story of that on In Pit Lane in the past, but what a car it is.
Sure, we saw you there on Saturday, right?
Yeah, tell us about what happened on the weekend, and then tell us about the car.
Well, it was a bit of a shocker of a weekend, to be honest with you. We had a lot of tyre dramas. Not only that, but I'm going to blame the entire crew for this. We hit a bird on track.
Oh,
and that's not my fault.
You've got to be inclusive.
Not one of the Cape Barren geese, I hope.
No. It was a little smaller.
Yeah.
I imagine a lot smaller now.
Yeah.
And in multiple pieces, perhaps, too. So
it was a quick. Well, it might have been quick, though, and painless.
I mean, I hope not, to be honest with you. It ruined our race.
Let the thing damn suffer. Yeah.
No, I'm really joking. But yeah, that sort of put us out of contention of the weekend.
Well, I'm going to hit you up about that because you did some testing, as Brett said earlier in the year, back in January. The aim was about, I think, 1 minute 26 is about the time you were getting out there. Have you improved on it?
No, to be honest, that was sort of the peak.
Not that lap.
Yeah, no, certainly not. No. But you know what? We're very proud of that particular lap. It was very early in the morning on fresh rubber as well. And I think we definitely, it's a statement, right? I don't think many cars are doing 1 minute 26s around Phillip Island. I think that's very consistent and competitive with what GT3s, S5000s are doing. So we're very happy with that.
What do you think of the prototype series? It's an interesting looking field.
Well, for starters, I mean, what got me into this particular category was my relationship with the brand. And, I think very rarely in life are you sort of like representing something that you truly condone. Like, you're very proud to be a part of something, not only in motorsport, but my love for the car, the manufacturer is it's very true. I actually grew up racing a Praga go-kart, and that's sort of what, when I was only 15, 16 years old. And that sort of built the foundation for a great relationship that's still ongoing many years later. So when I heard that, the R1T Evo was coming into Australia, I got in contact with Rick Campbell and Nick Manoukian, who are the representatives.
So you took the initiative yourself?
I did, yeah. I sort of cold called the man. And from there, I just asked to be a part of it in any way I could, whether it was just helping out on test days. And who knew that I would end up driving the car and representing the brand? It's something I'm very proud of.
So you've already done some international racing with the Praga as well, because they've got the One Make series in England, which is very popular.
Haven't done that yet, but I would love to.
What is the future? I mean, apart from your commitment for the GT World Challenge for this year, what are some other plans you've got for this year?
First and foremost, we'd love to see more of these Pragas on the grid. I think, they're an amazing car, and I think it's really about building the brand right now. So that's definitely one of my biggest focuses outside of the racing.
Australia being an outlet now. How many are in the series over there in obviously the UK?
I think they had 16 on the grid last year whizzing around. It was very cool to watch.
Yep.
The racing was really good too. I mean, we had some shots of it in there, and the racing was fantastic.
Agreed.
Well, look, good luck with the year coming up. It's, as I said, heading out to Praga. What are some of the other circuits you're going to be wandering into over the next few months?
Well, Brett, the round after that is the 24 Hours of Spa, which is just, it's sort of hard to really comprehend.
Just highlight after highlight this year,
Well,
isn't
yeah,
it?
it's, I don't think you could ever accept that you're actually doing it until you're actually doing it, So I'm trying to be as prepared as I can, spending a lot of time training and studying, and like I said earlier, really just trying to make the most of it.
Have you done any night racing before?
No, I haven't actually. So, any advice?
No, my only night racing is at Le Mans.
I can borrow my glasses.
Heading to the bar. So
yeah, right. That's why I asked you, mate.
I'll lend you the glasses. I was going to say, they told me I should use them at night anyway as well, though, too.
Hey, listen, thanks for joining us. Good luck with both the Praga and the Lamborghini. But for now, Ricky Capo, thanks for joining us in Pit Lane.
Thank you for having me. What a pleasure.
And we'll be back with more news right after this. You're watching In Pit Lane. We'll be right back. Okay, for those of you watching us on Facebook and the In Pit Lane YouTube channel, we'll also get the band to Ivy Black to wander back in. So, but if you're watching us on YouTube, Doc and Ricky are having a conversation already. Let's join it now in progress.
Since this is the segment in between segments when you want to listen to the segments that we should be doing on the show, which are really good. I'm just doing one of Brett's silly things exactly.
Yeah, this is not the thing that we're doing later. This is the thing that we're doing now.
No, this is the segments we're doing now because the segments in the show.
The segments we've just done. But anyway, let's talk about. So what were you talking about?
We're talking about the co-drivers that he's with because we didn't get a chance to mention these in the Lambo. So
yes, I'm sort of like the middle child, not only in age, but Sam from the UK, very loud. We get along very well.
And Fabrizio, isn't
yes.
it? Fabrizio, it's almost like you've got your Monza bread there in a name.
yeah, he knows all the hot spots in Monza.
I didn't get to slot it in the main show.
Sure.
So, but yeah, he's done a lot of time on the track before over there.
Yeah, absolutely. Learning a lot from both of them, to be honest. And it's a very good lineup. And I definitely feel like I need to pull my weight to keep up with them. So, of course, we're all learning from each other. And I think it's very motivating, right, to have two other very fast drivers.
For everybody online now, I don't think we've had someone as enthusiastic as Ricky, as anyone, one of our guests for a while. How good is this
Well, he's
guy?
got a lot to be enthusiastic about. I mean, when you look
he's
at
not jet lagged, so he's
living. Well, he might be jet lagged. I mean, that might be why he's so wired at the moment.
He'll be jet lagged for life after all the touring he's going to be doing between Australia and all these beautiful circuits overseas.
I did go to a bar right before I came here, I'll be honest.
Well, it's part of the tradition.
Sure. Oh, okay, good.
Exactly, yeah.
You should have told me in advance. Maybe I could have gotten a discount or something.
No, I just want to compliment on your enthusiasm.
I'll take it.
Fantastic guest.
Okay, look, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Next time you'll be in action in Australia will be?
It'll be at our second round. I can't remember where it is. But the second one comes after the first one.
It is, and it'll be somewhere fantastic.
You'll be away overseas.
I'm sure. I think it might be at the Bend, isn't it?
There you go.
With the Lamborghini Trofeo, the Asian
Yes,
Lamborghini
that's
Trofeo.
correct.
Yes.
Just quickly, you have done a lot of LMP3 before we cut to thing.
Sure.
And your favourite spot in the world other than the Bend, I suppose, back in Australia. And you've also done Macau back in 2016 too, didn't you?
Yeah.
The Macau Grand Prix, Brett,
What a
don't
mess.
get him started on I was going to say, how much fun
The
was
words
that?
Macau and what a mess can be applied in so many ways, let me tell you.
It should be just in the Oxford Dictionary altogether.
Yeah, it's that sort of meeting.
Both ends.
Tell us about your experience with Macau.
Oh, well, very daunting in retrospect. I did the best I could with the equipment I had. And very proud of even just being there, to be honest with you. I would love to go back. I think I've developed a lot since then, on and off track. So who knows? We'll see what the future holds.
Yeah, it's a great circuit, but it is a very, very strange event. It is unique, is a word.
Certainly.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ricky Capo. We could talk to this guy all night because he's been around the world and driven so many different cars for only the age of 27. I think you wouldn't have enough fingers and toes the amount of cars. BMWs.
I'm very lucky.
I was going to say LMP3 cars. Crazy. Your favourite? Give us a favourite car of all the ones. You've driven dozens and dozens of them.
I don't want to sound cliche, but I'm loving what I'm doing right now, to be honest.
With the Lambo.
Yeah. But not only that, the Praga is really cool, and very cool to sort of juggle these two cars. You know, they're very different from one another.
They're very different, and I mean, the Praga is a beautifully constructed little piece of work.
It certainly is.
It's lovely.
Weapon
With
by
some of the shots you see behind us tonight were some of the close-up detail shots I grabbed of the Praga on the Saturday.
I thought they were your home movies.
So they are my home movies. Okay, Ricky, thanks for joining us.
Thanks again, boys.
And now, just to let you know, for people who are watching on Facebook right now, there will be no full course yellow this week, but we'll be coming back with a brand new night and a brand new time slot. Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. starting on May the 10th. Now, full course yellow, if you haven't joined us before, me, Doc, Pete, a whole bunch of Richard Outram, a whole bunch of people, Dave Stillwell, we all get together and we just basically chew the fat and we do what we're doing now. We talk about motor racing and a whole bunch of other things as well.
We don't kill flies, though.
We don't kill flies. That's one thing that we don't do. But I hope you'll join us, not this Wednesday, but Wednesday, May the 10th, on Full Course Yellow on the In Pit Lane YouTube channel and here on the In Pit Lane Facebook page.
It was another big weekend at MotoGP with another win to Ducati and Pecco Bagnaia. But it was also a great weekend for the KTM team and Aussie rider Jack Thriller Miller. After Brad Binder won in the Saturday sprint race, the KTM team rounded out the main race podium at the Spanish MotoGP. Binder was second with Miller, somehow holding off the challenge of Jorge Martin and Aleix Espargaro.
Meanwhile, over in the USA, Indycar returned to the road course at Barber Motorsport Park, and it was a win to former Supercar champ Scott McLaughlin. And it's that story that leads off this week's In Pit Lane International Wrap. Scott McLaughlin has opened his account for the 2023 IndyCar season, winning round 4 at Barber Motorsport Park. The New Zealander's win came at the expense of pole sitter Romain Grosjean, who led the majority of the race with his two-stop plan, but succumbed to the pressure applied by McLaughlin late in the race. McLaughlin's Penske team went to a 3-stop strategy, which gave the Kiwi driver the speed he needed at the end of the race. Australian Will Power was third, his first podium of the season. Marcus Ericsson, whose low start of 13th was improved to 10th, retains the lead in the drivers' standings by just 3 points over Arrow McLaren's Pato O'Ward, as the teams now head to Indianapolis and the famous month of May. Toyota Gazoo Racing has won the third race of the FIA World Endurance Championship season in a spectacular 1-2 finish at Spa. The win by the pole-sitting number 7 Toyota of Kamui Kobayashi, Mike Conway and Jose Maria Lopez came after the team's decision to start on slicks on a drying track, while many other top runners started with wets. The number 8 car of Brendan Hartley, Rio Hirakawa and Sebastian Buemi managed to take second place, and the third spot on the podium was claimed by the number 51 AF Corsa Ferrari 499P. The race saw a number of incidents in tricky conditions, and the FIA's decision to ban tyre warmers for the season has now become a major safety issue, with several incidents due to cold tyres. Antonio Fuoco lost control of his Ferrari on the run downhill to Eau Rouge on cold tyres and hit the guardrail. The Italian was a passenger in the incident, which saw the car retire on the spot. Brendan Hartley's spin in qualifying and multiple offs for drivers on the formation lap showed that even the very best drivers on the grid are getting caught out with the cold rubber. Cold tyres had nothing to do with the biggest crash of the race. This big incident for Renger van der Zande at Eau Rouge saw the car retire with heavy damage. The Dutchman, who was running second at the time, was sent flying sideways into the tyre barrier after what was revealed to be an electronic power steering failure. Thankfully, despite the high speeds involved, van der Zande was not injured and even took a bow to the relieved crowd in the grandstand before heading to the medical centre for a checkup. The teams now have around 6 weeks to prepare for the big one, the 100th anniversary of the Le Mans 24 Hours. In NHRA drag racing, another 4-wide event. And no, I still don't like them. In Top Fuel, it was a win to Austin Prock. Prock went 3.68 seconds at 330.8 miles per hour, beating a group that included points leaders Steve Torrens, Josh Hart and Leah Pruitt. In Funny Car, Robert Height powered to a 3.88 to beat John Force, defending world champ Ron Capps and Alexis DeJoria. It's the second win of the season for Height and helped give John Force Racing its 13th overall victory in Charlotte.
Derek Kramer enjoyed a huge turnaround at Charlotte, driving to his first win in nearly 4 years in his Get Biofuel Chevy Camaro in the Pro Stock final. Kramer ousted the likes of points leader Dallas Glenn, number 1 qualifier Matt Hartford and Fernando Kawada Jr. to earn his 5th career victory. Gage Herrera continued his incredible start to the 23 season in Pro Stock motorcycle, staying perfect with another dominant performance, breaking the track record in the final round on his Vance & Hines Suzuki. And Justin Bond also stayed perfect during the 2023 season, picking up his 2nd straight Pro Mod win.
Justin Bond winning another one, 574, 240.
And to take us out tonight, we have Ivy Black from her debut EP Broken, available on all streaming platforms. And you can see Ivy appearing at the Summer Wave Festival in regional Victoria around the Wedderburn area. That's in May, and you can catch up with her on Ivy Black Band on Instagram. But for right now, we're right out of time. To take us out, this is Ivy Black and Trouble. Good night.
Shed so many tears, but when I hear your name, I smile from ear to ear. Is that what you wanted to hear? You're not being clear. I could use a little help there. How many times have I tried to see what you're thinking inside, but I can't decide if you really like me. I really think I should know which way you would go. If it's only right, I'd be ready. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm in trouble. It's not like me. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, I'm not sure what I should do here. I've been falling in deep, it's not my fault. Somebody please help me. How about a hint or a clue? What am I supposed to do with this information? I wish I knew. I'm not the type to be thrown off my game and unknown, and I don't want to let it go. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm in trouble. It's not like me. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. I'm not sure what I should do here. I think I'm falling in deep. It's not my fault. Somebody please help me. Seeing trouble is not like me. I don't want to get into trouble right now. I'm begging out on my knees and I'm asking you please. I wish you'd just tell me. Suddenly it's feeling impossible, but together we could be unstoppable. I can't get you out of my head at all. I think I'm in trouble, it's not like me. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. I'm not sure what I should do here. I think I'm falling in deep. Can somebody please help me? I think I'm in trouble, it's not like me. I'm sorry to